Thank you everyone for joining. So I will introduce everyone. Tonight we are doing marketing for professional service brands. So together with GA, and thank you all for coming. So my name is Christopher Melotti and I run a creative content marketing agency, and we deal with copywriting and help make words have an impact.
Hello, my name's Ariel Bowers. I am the creative producer of Two Giraffes. We are a full-service video production and animation studio in Sydney.
Good evening, my name's Kristen Hancock and I'm from Swatch Branding and Design Studio, and we create profound brands for business services companies.
Hi everyone, I'm Mike Sandys, Managing Director of Oddball Marketing. We're an action-orientated marketing agency delivering leads through websites, social media, search engines and email.
Thank you, fantastic. So tonight, what we're going to do is be going through quite a few points tonight. So basically, we're going to be hearing from us about how we work with professional services, how we help people through the common challenges that professional services face, both Australia and in abroad. We're going to look at examples of a case study that we've done in the legal industry, and we're going to be looking at how to help your brand stand out in the professional services space using marketing. All right, so I'm going to start by discussing the biggest marketing challenges for professional services. So when we talk about professional services, we're dealing with the non-tangibility of particular the services that we're selling. Everything from legal to marketing to finance, even design. We're dealing with a non-tangible product. And so this is where we often experience a lot of challenges. So I'm going to throw to the panel and we're going to discuss the current challenges that this kind of industry faces. So Ariel, do you want to give us a little bit more information about how the non-tangibility and how video impacts, and we'll go down the line from there?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was even going to look at the next one, the lack of differentiation.
Go for it.
Well, when you're looking at services, a lot of times when you're going from website to website, video to video even, they're all starting to look exactly the same. And here you are trying to research a brand to go with, and when they're all looking the same, how do you know which one to pick? How do you know where to go? And so I think a huge problem within the services industry is really being able to hone in on, their unique point of view and displaying that through video and through all the different factors of marketing.
Absolutely.
Look, absolutely.
I mean, from a branding perspective, I definitely concur with what Ariel said, that the key aspect that we face is a lack of differentiation. We also identify a lot within this professional services space that a lot of businesses lack the courage to be specific.
That's a good point.
And to really identify with a particular customer or audience, because they're nervous that they might exclude. And that can restrict in the way that you brand and the way that you communicate with a certain audience or customer base. So we see that a lot. We also often see businesses that are finding it difficult to communicate or identify their own value proposition and really articulate that to the customer base. So that clearly impacts how we are then able to assist them to brand, but it would come a lot back to yourself, Chris, in terms of the media messaging.
Yeah.
And then the final piece is a really exciting aspect for us as an agency, in that we often see a lot of firms really struggle with the emotional connection. Yeah. Now when you have a product, you tend to have something where you can quickly talk about the features of a particular product, about why it's better than the competition, why it adds more value to you, why it's priced at this point. With a service, it's so intangible until you've experienced the service.
Right.
So a lot of the way that we engage with an audience has to emanate from the perception of the brand, and then the tone of voice and the way that you're communicated with before you experience it. So and that's why for businesses like our own that specialise in this area, it's really exciting, because we get to really look behind who is delivering the service, how do they deliver it, what audience are they targeting, are they being specific, etc. And we can talk more about the emotional aspect.
Humanizing it, right?
Exactly.
It's humanizing
it is. That's
I
a
think
great
a lot
point.
of people that are probably watching tonight probably have this same experience where they're a professional service and they don't have something to photograph or talk about or like promote, and like say Apple does, and so the challenge that we see both in ourselves and our industries and also in a lot of these industries where they are service-based is this challenge of how do we take our customers on this journey and make them trust us? Mike, do you have anything from an agency perspective?
Well, I think in that regard, with all the advertising and the assets and clarity that you guys you put together for it, it becomes very challenging because it's how do you present that? With Apple's products and stuff, you can put it nice and shiny sitting on the bench
nice
there,
box.
or it looks great as someone's picking up the phone and sort of using it. But with an intangible product, how do we show that? Do we show the service? Do we show the people in pain? Do we show the solution? What part? And that's where I think a lot of the business that we see really struggle with trying to work out where should we communicate to them through, say, their buying journey, and do they do it through their website? Do they do it on their collateral? And I think that's one of the sort of underlying challenges is being unable to articulate, what it is that they actually do and the problems they solve. And that's what leads to, I think, a lack of differentiation across everyone's services, because they all go, we provide legal services. We help people,
we provide
with
accounting
dessert.
services.
Yeah.
And they see what other people are doing, and they're like, I'll just do that same thing, and I'll do what that other person said, and they get nervous about doing something new and copycat a bit, and then all of a sudden things start looking all the same.
And this is where it becomes dangerous, and I'm sure that people can relate. Is the problem what we face with professional services is if we can't differentiate and we can't prove to people that we are different, what happens? We fight over price.
Yes.
And so even if you are a superior provider or you provide a premium service, and I'm sure that there's many people listening right now that are going, oh my gosh, this is our problem, is that when you look identical to all of your customers, your clients will come to you, they'll open 5 browsers, they'll have you and 4 other competitors, and they'll call you and say, can you do this for this amount? No? Okay, can you do it for this amount? And so this is where I feel professional services can relate to the biggest challenge. Does anyone else?
Storytelling, brand story, brand narrative, right? It's there's a reason that company was started. There was a reason they said, we can do this space better. There's going to be something about that brand, that reasoning, the driving force behind it. And utilizing that story and really putting it out there to the customer through brand, through video is going to be that differentiation, right?
The biggest thing we see is commoditization. You basically take it and you say, that's the same product, everyone's offering the same thing, what's the difference? And the only differentiator is price, and it's a race to the bottom.
And it happens in every industry. Like it's financial services, legal, even marketing. We see it all ourselves. And so this is the key: is that we need to help people understand that marketing, and like I was saying with the journey and the storytell, is where we need to be taking more of a proactive approach as service providers, because Australia is very service provider orientated. And as an industry, if we are looking all the same, then we can't differentiate. We get that commoditization. We get that where we've got nothing else to say but here's the price. And so that's what we're here tonight to discuss, is how we can use marketing to really separate ourselves. So anything else on?
I think the key one for us is to Kristen's point before, where if you look at courage. Because whenever we're talking with businesses, they'll come in and they say, look, I want more business. I need more leads. How do we get the phone ringing? How do we get more inquiries coming through? And when we go through and try and find out about their audience and their service and what differentiates them, and who do they want to attract, it's anyone and everyone. That's the default thing. It's like anyone, we just want more business, whatever we can do,
the courage to be more specific.
That's it, and so a lot of the time that we spend is really honing in on the exact audience that they do the best job for, that they can be a bit of a leader in, and that's where we focus. So that's what we see as a huge issue.
Yeah, because you know, mostly with a small business, you get nervous. You go, oh, I want to make sure I'm capturing everyone. What if I make it niche and then I miss out on Sally A and Susie B? But really, when it's too general, then no one's connecting, and you're losing everyone.
Yeah.
Right? So that's such a really important part of
and
this.
courage. Like for me, as a copywriter and a content producer, this is another thing that it's they will say, we like what this brand does, copy them. and I'll say, but then you are literally them.
Yeah.
And so it's very important that, you know, as service brands, we have to have the courage to say, this is where we want to play. This is what we want to sound like. This is what we want to brand like. And so this is what we're going to address.
Yeah, let's go into
tonight.
the fun, positive,
Okay, so-
done with the negative.